Morning, afternoon, or evening subscribers. Hope you're well. Slightly bit of different extra content today. I thought I would sort of talk through, show you in a bit more slow motion, how I played two different bunker shots from golf that I played yesterday. Obviously, was just doing a bit of filming for more the social medias, but it just sort of, as a result, they ended up being two good views, two very different shots, and played in different ways. So the one on the left is fairly standard bunker shot. I was on a slight downslope. The pin was quite close to where I am. You'll see the end result in a minute. But just wanted to sort of highlight how I'm addressing the golf ball. Now, you can just see there, for example, I'm definitely putting more pressure on my lead side, have a very wide stance, probably even wider than I would do for a driver. And you can see that obviously my right foot is a little bit higher. So I'm definitely at the back of the bunker with my right foot higher. So therefore I'm sort of trying to compensate for the slope. Also, you'll notice the club face is definitely pointing towards the sky. In fact, let's zoom me in a little bit. And ball position is very much sort of forward in the stance, so it's sort of like it is probably more driver position. Now, I always do this, and obviously I think you should experiment as well, is a bit of a practice swing. But one thing you'll notice is how much hinge there is in the wrists. So I'm definitely feeling that I'm scooping the club on the way through. And you can even see on that sort of practice that the face of the club is pointing towards the sky. There's me looking at the target, obviously trying to pick my spots. Same sort of feel, but I'm hinging on the way back and not rolling or rotating my forearms on the way through. So it's very important to keep the club to the sky as you go through the shots. Now this will obviously be me actually trying to make contact. So I will swing back, stay very centered, very much more left pressure. That pressure is not moving to the right, so I'm keeping it on my lead side. Now this is what I think is quite a good part of my bunker play. So I'm quite happy in a bunker. I definitely get low. So you're going to notice, in fact, let's just put me there. And put like a little circle around my right knee. Now look how that is dipping down. Lows of hinge. You can see I enter the sand before the golf ball. And I think this is the coolest part about bunker play is that literally the club head is going faster at the moment than the golf ball because the golf ball is going straight up in the air. Club face is pointing towards the sky. I'm also, and the camera, she's going to follow. So let me just zoom me back out. You can see that I'm re-hinging as well. So as a good thought, you want to get the club head higher than your head at the end. Which you can see just about do in terms of the finished position here. So I'm definitely, in a way, scooping is the best way to describe it. But I'm staying left, staying wide, staying low, hinging, and then unhinging and keeping that club face pointing towards the sky. And the result was pretty good. Now, what you might notice, this is a little par 3 golf course that my girlfriend has just started to work at. They actually have slightly bigger holes, which I think is a fantastic idea. A, for confidence, and B, to obviously help people that are new to the game. It's like, I tell you, it's the hardest par 3 golf course you will ever play. This green is tiny. Now, we move on to the one on the right. This is a ball on the upslope and plugged. You could not ask for anything worse, by the way. So, I'm just going to get myself set up. So, there is definitely a noticeable difference in where I'm aiming. Because the ball is higher than me, the lie angle of the club face is going to be pointing more left than if it was parallel to my feet or level with my feet. So I've had to bear that in mind. So I have to aim right of target because of the slope of the land, and you would do this on a normal position if the ball was higher than your feet, on a fairway, on the rough, etc. So what I've also done to compensate is gripped right down the shaft as well, because see the golf ball is actually closer to me than where I've started. So my alignment is way off over here at the moment. So my club face is literally pointing, I don't know, 10, 15 yards right of target. The other thing that I'm going to do differently compared to the bunker shot on the other side is I don't actually have an open club face. I even have a slightly shut club face. I do not want to expose the bounce. I want to use the leading edge of the club face. So my club face is pointing left, and I've taken that into consideration as well. So I'm probably aiming over here. Club face in relation to my path is aiming over here, yet I'm trying to hit it over there. So my face angle is open to the ball to target line, but close to the path. That's where I can get very confusing, and that's why I don't talk like that very much often with you guys, because I just think it can confuse people too much. Now, I'm still gonna set my wrist quite early. I'm gonna be quite aggressive in my delivery, but I'm nearly gonna feel like dare I say it, stop at the golf ball. When the club enters the sand, I'm going to try to stop the end result. I'm fast into the golf ball, into the sand, shall I say. I'm definitely going to hit sand first. But then I'm going to sort of stop to hopefully allow the sand to pop the ball up in the air. So that's me doing a little practice waggle. So different club face entirely. You can see that club face is not open. A lot of sets. Honestly, I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to play this shot? Again, pressure more left, definitely wide with the stance. Feeling left, you can feel a lot more pressure in that left side. Now, this is quite interesting, which I only realised after when I was doing it in slow motion earlier. Impact is obviously definitely before the golf ball. That is with a hooded club face. The leading edge of the club is really dug in. And if we do the impact here, it's more of a skim on the one on the left. It's definitely a dig on the one on the right. Watch what happens here. Because of the force of the club digging into the sand, where the toe of the club is going to be more in compared to the heel, that is actually going to slow the toe down. And look, you can see my grip at the moment. If I do the next frame, oh, happens if I do the right video, that has twisted the club face. So I now have a square club face, even though I was hooded at the start position. You can see the sort of explosion that I've got. I've really dug into the back of the sand behind the golf ball, and you'll notice that, yes, the sand is going to slow me down, but I'm probably going to try to stop as well. And you can see I'm definitely sort of twisting, and that's just the force of the club wanting to continue, but the sand, in theory, stopping it. I actually get a great little pop. There was a little right to left slope as well on this green as well. And I didn't actually film it, so I can tell you that I hold it, but I didn't. I did genuinely knock it to about 3 foot. Excuse me, which I was well happy about.
Nice shot.
Nice. I will definitely take that. Because that was horrible. As you can see. So just through playing, just these two different types of bunker shot came about. I hope this can give you a bit of value for your next time you're practicing. I think the keys for me is the low impact area, how my trail leg is like kicking in and low, rather than no temptation to feel that I'm raising my body through impact. And when I've got a plugged lie, I'm actually going to hood the club face inwards, so the leading edge is the main factor into the sand, compared to when I've got a nice lie. I can obviously use the bounce, open up that club face. And obviously whenever you do that, make sure you're opening up the club face before you grip it, so it is open in your hand. And obviously the same goes to when you're trying to shut the club face. Make sure you shut it and then grip it. But I was using obviously the lie of the land to accommodate my position. So I was aiming right because the upslope of the shot meant that the lie angle was very flat. Face angle was going to be pointing more left than flat, and I gripped down to compensate. As always, really appreciate the support that you give me. I say this every week. I know that I need to go and play a 9-hole vlog. I will get to it. Thankfully, the last couple of days has been much better weather here in London. So maybe next week I will get out there. And if you've got any other requests of any type of short game shot, course management, different types on the course, so obviously not just generic to your swing, like why are you slicing it, why are you hooking it, golf course stuff that can be shared to all subscribers, let me know in the messages and I will get to it as soon as I can. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend.